This is section 3.2. This is part 4. We've been talking about graphing lines. We have graphed several using intercepts. Now we're going to talk about two special cases. We're going to talk about horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, horizontal, remember these are flat. They go like the horizon, vertical, straight up and down. Now if you just think about it, just look at the grid here. If I were to draw a horizontal line right here, I do never, ever, ever cross the x-axis, right? If I drew a vertical line here, I never cross the y-axis. So often we only end up with one intercept. The only time you would end up with more than one is if your horizontal or vertical line was either the x or the y-axis. So let's look at a little bit of information here. The graph of the linear equation y equals k. Notice there's no x in here. So I just have one variable. K is some number. If I have this equation, then I have a horizontal line with the y-intercept 0k, so right here, and no x-intercept. If you have an equation with only one variable, then you cross that axis at that number. The same thing's true here with a vertical line. Oh. This should be, that's a typo, x should be there, x equal k. Please double check that, fix that. The graph of the linear equation x equals k, where k is a real number, is a vertical line with the x-intercept k0 and no y-intercept. If you have, again, no y in here, just one variable, that means your line crosses that axis at this number. So let's just look at a couple of examples. I'm going to end up graphing these on the same coordinate system. I'll use different colors so that it's clear. Okay, so I want to graph x equals -2. This tells me I'm going to cross the x-axis at -2. So I'm going to go to -2 on the x-axis right here. Now maybe you have trouble remembering whether it's supposed to be a vertical or a horizontal line. If I draw a horizontal line through here, I'm going to cross that y-axis everywhere, all over the place. Remember that the letter that you have tells you which axis you have to cross, and you're usually not going to cross the other one at all. The only kind of line that must cross the x-axis is a vertical line. Okay, every vertical line crosses the x-axis somewhere. So if I were to graph x equals -2, that would be this line. I'm going slightly off so that maybe the color will show up. That line right there would be the vertical line that is x equals -2. Now let's look at the other one, y equals 4. Okay, that tells me since I don't have an x in here, I'm going to cross the y-axis at 4, which means I'm crossing right through here. And again, think about it. What kind of line always crosses the y-axis but usually does not cross the x? A horizontal line does that. So this, again, I'm going slightly off so maybe I can get the color to show up better. To graph the horizontal line, I would do that. Now, how do you graph a horizontal or vertical line on the computer? You would, if I wanted to graph this horizontal line on the computer, I would choose this point, and then maybe just choose this point, or you could choose this point, or this point, or this point. Just pick another point that forces it to be flat, and you will get it right. The same thing happens with a vertical line. Plot the one you know, and then pick another point that makes it vertical, and you will be good. All right, this is the end of section 3.2.